Out at movingdixie.com.
In the mound.
Hey, welcome everybody to Little Tuesday Night Baseball presented by Boulevard Home. We're at Snow Canyon High School as the home team, the Snow Canyon Warriors, #1 in the latest RPI rankings that just came out a few days ago, taking on the Cedar Reds as they come down out of the snowy cold of Cedar City. Temperatures about 90 degrees today, and it should be a beautiful night for baseball. Officially want to welcome you into the Findlay Subaru pregame show. Devin Dixon, Mark Musgrave with you. And Mark, looks like a battle for top team and one of the bottom teams, but as I always say in Region 10, no matter what the sport, no matter what the record says, you can always expect
the unexpected. Yes, for sure, Devin. And you know what? Snow Canyon coming off of a great week last week. Yes, they split with Crimson Cliffs. Crimson Cliffs, the reigning champions. You know, 1-0 games, both games. They get the second game of the week last week, so they're feeling really good about themselves. And hey, Cedar on the other side, they probably were just able to get on and practice this week on their home field, have a regular practice. So I expect them to get better throughout the year. They haven't been able to practice, Devin.
Yeah, they even at the media day, you go back to before the season started, and they were talking about, hey, we're just in the gym, we're doing a little fungo, and we're just trying to do what we can. And
they're in the dungeon is what they call it.
Yes, yes. And so the Reds off to a slow start. They're 0-4 in region play. Is this the night the Reds show everybody that they're capable of winning a region game against a team that is 5-1 after, as you mentioned, splitting with Crimson Cliffs last week? Snow Canyon and Crimson, two high-octane offenses. Both teams hitting almost 400 as a team, and it was the pitchers that really stood tall last week in those 1-0 games. Meanwhile, Cedar had Desert Hills, dropped a couple games to the Thunder, and they're looking for their first region win. 1-14 overall. It's not how you start, but it's how you finish. Every game matters in the RPI. This is a team that can still go to the postseason. They can still win a best-of-3 season. They can still get up to UVU and BYU if they could get it going, but they got to start tonight.
They do, and this is going to be a tough matchup. This is a tough game to get it going. They're going up against Goats. He's going to be on the bump for the Warriors. He only has a 2.96 ERA, Dev, and he's 2-1 on the season. He's going to be a tough matchup for the Reds.
Yeah, and I saw him last Tuesday against the Mustangs. That was the game in when Petey Soto Jr. hit the bottom of the sixth, the RBI double, and Crimson got game one. Then Snow Canyon walked off and won 1-0 on Friday. And Goats looked really good. I mean, he silenced Crimson's bats most of the night. There was only 3 hits in the game and the 1 run. And so he's a little bulldog and he's a gamer. And Cedar will go with Quade Mackert on the other side. And his statistics not great so far coming into tonight. Maybe this is the outing that can get him going in good weather tonight.
Yeah, Quade against the Thunder last week, he went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits and 2 runs. So the Thunder kind of lit him up. And on the season, Quade Mackert, the senior, has an 11.85 ERA. He's 0-2 with 6 appearances. Hopefully he can get it going for the Reds because they need him. They need the senior leadership on the bump for them to really have a chance tonight against the mighty Warriors. Yeah,
it's going to be fun. This is the Findlay Subaru pregame show. Reds got the red tops, the burnt red tops with the white pants and the high stirrups for some of the players. Some of them going with the low all the way down the ankles. Snow Canyon, the home white.
What do you like, Dev?
I like the stirrups. I like showing the calf. Yeah, I like the socks showing, baby.
I'm with you. I'm old school like that as well. That's how I like it.
Yep. Of course, Cedar, Sean Alton took over for Eric Feldstead after 1 season left. So they've got a brand new coach. We got to know him. He actually kind of comes out of retirement, kind of walked into the job coincidentally. Actually had to call Jason Jacobson at Canyon View, he told us, and say, hey, Jason, where he was a longtime assistant.
Right.
Is it okay if I go to the arch rival across town and coach the baseball team? And he ends up taking this job. And so far, slow start for the Reds.
Yeah.
And everybody knows, like, hey, you got 1 win. You're going against the #1 one team in the RPI. But if you win this game, you even get a split this week. You can make a jump up in the RPI and really get some momentum going into the second half of region play.
And, you know, Deb, as I was looking at the roster of the Reds, they are a young team.
Yes.
They only have about two seniors, a lot of sophomores. They are a young team. So I truly believe their needle is only pointing upwards with that many sophomores and juniors that are starting for this team.
Snow Canyon, of course, you know, got a little chip on their shoulder. They got all the way to the state championship game last year at Brucehurst Field here in St. George, losing the first of a Saturday championship slate where they had to win 2 against Crimson. Yeah. But guys like Sam Lindsay, Ryder Harrison, and the list goes on and on. Even Kyson Ghost, the starting pitcher, pitched a lot of meaningful innings last year. They had a young team, too. Sure, they lost Luke Anderson. And by the way, shout out to alumni Luke Anderson.
He had a game the other night wearing that blue and white Cougar colors.
By the way, he is playing against Utah Tech tonight at Miller Park.
Right.
That game started about an hour and 20 minutes ago. And if you missed the headline, Luke Anderson became the 11th Cougar all-time to hit 3 home runs in the same game. He's just a freshman. He's just a freshman.
You know, we were talking, Kate and I, on From the Bleachers today. We were talking about baseball alumni across the nation. And baseball is so strong here in southern Utah. Deb, you know, you got Luke at BYU, you got Peyton Gubler at BYU, Carson Irvin at Utah Tech, you got the Roundy twins up at Grays Harbor, you got the Becker twins up at Grays Harbor, you got Jake Johnson up at Grays Harbor as well.
Mason Strong's at Oklahoma.
Mason Strong at Oklahoma. I mean, they are all over the nation.
Drew Thorpe just got drafted by the Yankees. What a career he had. Led the nation in strikeouts last year.
And I was just talking about the players that graduated last year. But yes, absolutely. If you go back a little bit deeper with alumni, you got Dylan File.
Yes.
Who also just signed a pro contract to play over in Japan.
Yeah. So, Isaac Lyon. Of course, graduated last year. He's playing for Grand Canyon. They're using him more as a pitcher, and I think that's his moneymaker, but has seen a little bit of time in the field. By the way, our Nets on Fire update on the BYU Trailblazer game, since we're in the pregame show. Got a little time here on our hands before we dive into our keys to the game. It's middle of the 5th right now. BYU leading Utah Tech 7-3, 7-3 the score. Jake Dolly is pitching for Utah Tech. It's interesting because his brother was at BYU. They're both from Bear River. His younger sister is already committed to BYU. She's a star senior on the Bear River softball team. But the older brother that played at BYU is now in the Tampa Bay Rays organization. He was drafted. He's with the Tampa Bay Rays. So Jake on the mound right now. It's kind of a bullpen game for both teams on a Tuesday night.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I just saw that Carson Irvin had just gotten a hit for Utah Tech as well, the previously mentioned Carson Irvin.
Luke Anderson's 1 for 2. Austin Deming, another Snow Canyon Warrior that's now a senior for Trent Pratt, now the skipper at BYU. He's hitting .380 this year. He's coming off an injury. He's 1 for 2. So you got 2 Warriors there. Cooper Vest, former Flyer. He's battled some injuries. He's batting in the lineup tonight. And then for Utah Tech, you got some alumni of the region playing head-to-head in that game, like the good old days.
I every time you mention the name Cooper Vest to me, I always just get a little sad because he was set to have just a phenomenal senior season for the Flyers when COVID hit. I mean, he had broken records as a freshman, sophomore, junior, looking forward to his senior year, and then obviously, the record was written.
Yeah. I did a radio drop the other day, and they were asking me about how things have changed with COVID, and what's the one thing that was, the hardest to handle with COVID? I said, not really doing the radio show, because the show went on. We were in the studios. We were disinfecting the studios, and we were on the air and whatnot, but not having those seniors play that spring sports season, no matter if it was boys soccer, baseball, softball, track and field. Some of them were able to. Girls golf, actually, because the PGA sanctions that in Utah, they actually went ahead and had a state tournament that year. So not every sport got affected the same, but that was a big bummer.
It was.
And Boston Vest is doing some big things, his little brother right now for Coach Ibsen. The other games will be tracking scores for you tonight. Dixie is playing Hurricane tonight. That game we'll have eyes on, and we'll keep you updated. And Desert Hills has the bye this week. They already beat Clearfield earlier today.
Yep, they beat Clearfield 10-0. Landon Musgrave was on the mound, got the win. Kaysen Turner came in, got the pitched 1 inning as well of shutout baseball for the Thunder.
All right. So, and then the other games tonight, Pineview and Crimson
Yep.
battling. And we don't have that game tonight, but we will do game 2 of that Pineview Crimson series on Friday night right here on your home for high school baseball, the Fan Sports Network. And we'll be streaming that game on the fansportsnetwork.com. By the way, if you're listening on your way home from work, you're getting in your car, you're running out to drop the kids off, stop at the grocery store, no matter what you're doing, you get home tonight, you want to watch this game, you can simply do what I just said. Go to the website, thefansportsnetwork.com. Got it up on our socials, got it out there for you with the link. So if you follow the Fan Sports Network at the FanSN, or you follow me on Twitter, we've got those links up on our socials so you can quickly click on that. And then you just do that smartphone thingy where you screen share it, and boom, right to your smart TV. And you can watch some baseball here from Snow Canyon High School. This is the Findlay Subaru pregame show. We'll take a 60-second break. We'll come back. Keys to the game, starting lineups, and first pitch. It's the Warriors and the Reds coming up next on the Fan.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu
per gallon
tab.
of gas at Fabulous Freddy's.
We're back. Findlay Subaru pregame show. Go see the all-star lineup on the saving side of the freeway. Findlay Subaru. Coaches are meeting at home plate right now, and we are getting close to the first pitch. Mark Musgrave, keys to the game, brought to you by our friends at Findlay Subaru. What's important first for the Snow Canyon Warriors?
Keys to the game is going to be for Goats pounding that zone. Don't give them free passes. Make this Cedar Red team make contact, pitch to contact. Don't give them free bases. And on the Warrior side, I can't wait to see Sam Lindsay in the box. He is leading 4A. I believe he's the leader in 4A with 9 dingers.
I think he leads the whole state.
Yeah, I believe so too. Devin,
Yeah.
Chicks dig the long ball.
Well, and he's so calm, cool, collect. He never too high,
Yeah.
never too low. I was talking to his dad as I was walking to the stadium. And I'm like, how's Sam feeling? Is he locked in? And his dad's like, he's always locked in. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's coming from Dad.
Right.
Dad usually is like, maybe
Yeah,
wasn't feeling good, or maybe he's got a homework assignment he's got to go tonight. Sam is always game ready.
Yeah.
And so worth the price of admission every single time he takes the field. We'll see what he can come up with in this game tonight. Obviously, Snow Canyon, the extra base hits and the power numbers this year, the on-base percentage, the extra base hits, the home runs as a team have been very impressive when you look at our Adams Wealth Advisor statistics coming into tonight. I mean, Chicks got to dig this whole entire team if they like the long ball, because there's, 5 guys that have hit at least 3 home runs this year for Coach Reed Seacrest?
Yeah, Mikhail Swinson is one of them. He is third in 4A, batting .478. Devin, with 3 home runs, like you had mentioned. We're going to see some really good hitters. We mentioned Sam Lindsay. Not only has he hit 9 jacks, he's also batting .426. Also, Ryder Harrison batting .415 for the Warriors. Cruz Seacrest batting .407 for the Warriors. I mean, it just goes on and on with how many good hitters are on this Warrior team. Hey, not to forget, though, the Reds. Crew Giles for the Reds, batting .385. He's batting 19th in 4A, so not too shabby at all.
No, just a sophomore, too. That's very impressive as a sophomore to be hitting 385. You saw Coach Sechrist, Coach Brad Larson, both teams there at home plate. Obviously got to be patient at the plate for Cedar. You got to play mistake-free baseball. You can't run into outs on the base pass if you're going to beat the #1 team in the RPI. Those are some of your Findlay Subaru keys to the games. We'll take a quick break for our national anthem. When we come back, we'll get you the House of Jump starting lineup and the first pitch. It's the Warriors and the Reds coming up on the Fan Sports Network and streaming on the fansportsnetwork.com and our Boulevard Home Game of the Week.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Region 10 Sports is brought to you by Nets on Fire, the premier training and event facility in southern Utah. High-level individual and group training catered to your athlete, plus the best camps, clinics, tournaments, and showcases in the West. Visit netsonfire.org.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main and Turn to the experts.
Hey, we're back, everybody. Boulevard Home, making your house more like home for over 48 years, serving southern Utah with our coverage tonight on the Fan Sports Network. Devin Dixon, Mark Musgrave here in the broadcast booth. Kyson Goats taking the mound for some warm-up pitches. As always, we'll be naming some awards tonight. We got our Hearst Ace Hardware Player of the Game. We'll name the Morgan Pest Control Defensive Play of the Game. As always, looking for somebody to come in and provide a spark, maybe a pitcher in the bullpen or somebody still in a bag, pinch running, and that's our Jersey Mike's sub of the game. And then the play of the game. Who's going to be the playmaker play of the game guy tonight? Maybe somebody provide another spark in another way, and that is brought to you by Appliance Wholesalers Plus. So we'll keep our eyes on that. We'll name them all in our post-game show. Kyle Campbell, assistant principal, just came by and said hello to us. And,
one of my favorite admins.
Yes.
Of all of Region 10.
Yep. Of course, he's been busy trying to figure out who the next boys basketball coach at Snow Canyon will be. So we'll wait for that announcement. I'm sure we'll be the first to know here on the Fan Sports Network as soon as they make that official. They've been going through interviews and stuff. Doug Meacham, of course, took the job up north and is taking on Copper Hills, I believe, is where he went. So
and hey, congratulations to him. He gets back where he originally is from. So
Northern Utah.
I'm sure it's good to get back home in that area of the great state of Utah.
All right, let's set the starting lineup. Brought to you by the House of Jump. You can start up your next fun adventure for a birthday party, or just get out and let your kids bounce off the walls somewhere other than your house, and that's the House of Jump on Dixie Drive. Hayden Smith behind the dish. You got let's see, at third base, Talon Kelly, shortstop, Crew Sechrist, Damon Ince at second, and Braden Loveland's at first. Goats on the mound, and we are underway, and that first pitch is in for strike one. Outfield is Ryder Harrison in left, Sam Lindsay in center field, and Mikhail Swinson out there in right field. And that one fouled straight back, so quickly 0-2. House of Jump starting lineup. It's Crew Giles leading off, playing center field. Jacob Boyer batting second, playing second base. Shortstop is Coulter Bunnell. The DH, Price Atwood. Quade Mackert will bat fifth and pitch tonight as that pitch zips in, and it's now 1-2. Then you've got Jackson Burgess in left field. Kyler Callister will bat seventh and catch. Coden Lunt is going to play first and bat eighth, and Payson Briggs will play in right field and bat ninth. Thank you, House of Jump, for sponsoring high school baseball here on the Fan Sports Network. Goes Bender, stays high.
Crew Giles being very patient, not chasing out of the zone.
So count rolls full. Payoff pitch coming for Kyson Goetz. And a swing and a miss, and it's an S&S mechanical strikeout as Crew goes down swinging.
He went upstairs with that fastball, and Giles just couldn't lay off of it.
Keeping an eye on all the other games for you tonight. Again, you got Desert Hills played out of region. They already won. It was an afternoon game. And we'll keep eyes on Dixie and Hurricane and Pineview and Crimson throughout the broadcast tonight. Evan Dixon, Mark Musgrave. Top of the first with one out.
This is another one of their sophomores, Devin. Jacob Boyer. So they're leading off sophomore.
Yep.
Again, this Reds team, a young team. I really, truly believe that the needle is pointing upwards in the next couple of years for this Cedar team.
1-0 pitch from Goetz. Fastball swing and a miss, and the count evens up 1-1. I was talking with Coach Sechrist this morning on the drive on the Fan Sports Network, and it was interesting because for the last couple years, Brandon Lyon, the pitching coach, people are very familiar with Brandon Lyon, went to Dixie Junior College and had a great 14-year career in the big leagues with a number of teams. And they actually this year are calling the pitches so that the pitchers and Smith, the catcher, can just focus on making plays, whereas in the past years, they hadn't been calling pitches. So that's a little bit of a wrinkle and a little bit of change. And part of it, Mark, is the walkie-talkie technology.
Yep.
Where they can just call it in quickly from the dugout right into Hayden Smith's ear, and he can sign it and go.
Yep.
And got him looking. Back-to-back S&S mechanical strikeouts for Kyson Goetz, and Snow Canyon quickly has 2 outs.
Boyer had a good swing on that second strike, fouled it straight back. I kind of thought he was timing up that Goetz fastball, but that one, it just kind of buckled his knees a little bit.
Again, you mentioned it in the pregame show. Goetz comes in 2.96 ERA, 2-1 record this year in 5 appearances. And he's worked, 23 and 2/3 innings, 37 strikes to only 8 walks. Good strikeout to walk ratio there.
Bunnell didn't like that first called strike. Thought it was down in the zone a little bit.
That one he takes high, 1-1. Goetz is just a junior. And a swing and a drive, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Single out to Swinson and right. Pretty good decision to lay off it. If he comes charging hard, I don't know if he gets to it.
No, I don't think so either. If that gets by him, it goes to the fence, and Bunnell was minimum standing on third.
So a 2-out rally opportunity here, brought to you by the Rally Stop for the Cedar Reds. 2-out hit by Bunnell, the number 3 batter in the lineup, and Atwood will step in for his first plate appearance of tonight's game.
Another sophomore, Dev.
Yeah, the youngsters just keep coming.
They do. Yeah, this is a young team.
Missing ball 1 from the right-handed pitcher, Kyson Goetz. Puts that ball behind that right hamstring, checks the runner, and Goetz now has the sign, delivers the pitch high, 2-1.
And again, we're just getting started here, 0-0. The top of the first. Devin, as much as I would love people to be watching the game on the Fan Sports Network, go to the website. If you're not here at the ballpark, I don't know why, because the weather is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, get your tee times for this week, huh?
My goodness.
If you watch the Masters all weekend, you're probably itching with this warm weather to get out and play some golf. I know I have been.
Yeah.
I don't have to have a space heater and a cart cover anymore, which I bought way too much propane this winter, Mark, for living in St. George.
Well, it stayed cold for a long time. 2s all the way around. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
See how aggressive Brad Larson, the skipper for Cedar, wants to be here. They'll chase Bunnell back to the bag. Loveland holding him on. So Snow Canyon's actually had to come from behind in 3 of their last 4 games. Of course, they were scoreless last Thursday until they got the walk-off hit by Hayden Smith. And that one stays in play on a pop-up, and that is out number 3. Good track down by Hayden Smith.
What a great play. People don't know how tough of a play that is. That ball goes up and it comes back. It spins back down into the field, and he was standing right up against the net. That is a tough play, Devin.
All right, we got to take a break through half an inning. No runs on 1 hit, and they do leave 1 on base. No errors defensively, and the Warriors will send the top of the order to the plate when we come back, and that means Hayden Smith, Ryder Harrison, and company will be batting as the Warriors and the Reds just underway through half an inning. No score on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. We'll be right back on the Fan Sports Network.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Back to our Boulevard home game of the week. Cedar Reds visiting here at Snow Canyon Warrior Field. We're going to the bottom of the first. Warriors are going to take their hacks, led by number 16, Hayden Smith, coming up to the plate. Dev?
Yeah, he's been
the kid that just made the play in the field, made the tough play. Now he gets to step in the box. That happens quite a bit in baseball.
Yeah, and Hayden's got a bright future at the next level. I think he's getting better and better every day. Only a junior, hitting 365 this year, swatted in 23, 8 extra base hits, 1 triple, and how about 6 home runs for the junior? I mean, he's creeping up there, pushing Sam Lindsay a little bit. I mean, Sam's got 9, but he's got 6-15 between those two combined.
Yeah, this is a good hitting team.
And a swing and a pop-up in the field of play, out there in the alleyway, and center fielder is going to roam over there and make out number 1. So a fly out for Hayden Smith.
That's the old can of corn right there, Devin.
Yep, just got underneath it a little bit. Here's Cruz Sechrist. Harrison batting third. Sam Lindsay in the cleanup spot would be next if they can get to him. Burgess is in left. Giles was the one that tracked that down, made the play in center. Payson Briggs out in right field. Infield, Johnson's at third, Bundles at short, Boyers at second, Luntz at first, Mackert on the mound, Callister behind the dish. That's your defensive house of jump starting lineup for the Reds. First pitch zips in for strike 1. Quade Mackert, the righty, nice pitch, but it's belted, and this one's going to get over the head of Giles, off the wall. And Seeker's digging for 2, and he is going to slide safely in with a double, and I don't think he had to slide there.
No, I don't think so either. You know, the center fielder, Giles, that's the toughest play as an outfielder, which is a line drive hit directly to you, and he got a bad read on that ball. If that's hit to any angle, he sees that, probably catches it, but when it's hit directly at you, it's just tough to read.
Won't be able to see it for our replay here, but he did take 1 step in.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets to it anyways. It went off the base of the wall. That was well hit.
It would have been a
Sechrist.
hell of a catch, that's for sure.
So Sechrist with a line shot off the center field wall for the double. Ryder Harrison steps in and takes strike 1.
But you know, one thing I like that Mackert's doing is he is pounding that zone. He's throwing strikes.
And we'll keep the pitcher count, strikes, total pitches for you, presented by Adams Wealth Advisors, now serving southern Utah. Here's pitch number 2 in the sequence to Ryder Harrison, and the lefty swing and a miss.
Great pitch, man. He pulled the string on that one. That's probably like your approach shot when you have your gap wedge in your hand, Dev. You just pulled the string on it, and it came back.
That's the goal. Not always the case, but that's always the goal. You put it tight.
That was a great off-speed pitch by Mackert.
Not exactly John Rahm with my wedges, but high. That one kind of slipped out of the hand of Mackert. And easy for Ryder Harrison to lay off that one. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. No score between the Warriors and the Reds. Not a huge crowd coming down from Cedar. Pretty good contingent of Snow Canyon fans. You got the softball game going on behind us. They're playing over there. Snow Canyon softball team's been one of the top 3 teams throughout the year with Crimson and with Desert Hills.
Yeah, I think both Snow Canyon and Desert Hills, the Lady Warriors and the Lady Thunder, are both still undefeated. And this is the bye week for the Lady Thunder as well.
Sechrist out there at second. Not a big lead. 6-8 feet off the bag.
Bunnell kind of deking him a little bit.
Not going anywhere. Ryder Harrison will foul that one straight back. It's a Cache Valley Bank foul ball. Mountains away. Cache Valley Bank, your local financial outfitter.
Yeah, I really like how Mackert's going after these hitters, though. This is a good hitting team. And he is changing up speeds, changing the eye level. I like what I'm seeing so far.
Breaking ball, and Harrison puts a charge into it, lifted high to center field, and that one is going to go over the fence. It just kept carrying and carrying. Ryder Harrison, flyaway baseball, 2-run home run.
Oh, the junior just squared that one up and put it up in those airwaves up there. And the wind's not, this isn't even wind aided. Look at that flag, Devin.
Yeah.
This was all Ryder.
You know, you wondered if he got enough because it was hit so high, but you can see by crew out there, he knew it was gone. He knew it was going out of here. And that fence is, for our radio audience, it's 15, 20 feet up.
Oh, it's got to be.
Double-decker fence out there in straightaway center field. So that one had to fly at least 430, 435, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, maybe 375. Sorry.
It's got to be about 375, 385.
Yeah.
To clear that top shelf.
Ryder doesn't mind me adding 100.
Absolutely.
They don't have.
Hey, that was a moonshot for high school for sure.
2-0 on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Ryder Harrison, you just saw it, you just heard it, as that one went deep over the fence in center field. And Mackert's got to try to regroup. That first pitch missing down low to Sam Lindsay. Here comes the murderer's row here. The home run hitters keep coming. For Ryder Harrison, he has got now 4 dingers on the season with that last one that went yard.
Yeah, now you got Sam up. I mean, it doesn't get any easier for Mackert, that's for sure. And we'll see if it kind of changes the way he is pitching. I hope that he keeps continuing to do what he does because he is changing speeds. He's changing eye levels. Again, this is just a really, really good hitting Warrior team. But I still like what Mackert's doing. He's pounding the zone.
After last week's 2 games against Crimson where, you know, their bats kind of got shut down, but they still split, the team batting average went from 379 all the way down to 344 in 1 week. And, of course, they got no hit in that first game.
Right.
So that doesn't help your team batting
that's
average.
For sure.
But able to win the second game, and still 344 team batting average. That's not too shabby whatsoever for high school baseball. This is a shot in the hole, grabbed over there by Bunnell, and the 6-3 put out is in time to get Sam Lindsay, who was hustling down to first base.
Bunnell with a nice backhand, stabbed it on his right side, and then able to group himself and make a good, strong throw over to first to just get Sam.
So 2 down for TK. Kelly comes in wearing number 1, hitting just 271 this year. 5 doubles, 1 homer. He swatted in 16 ribbies.
Here's what I found.
You know, it's so funny, Dev. I go back to how the third baseman and the shortstop, everybody, how they field ground balls. It's not how we were taught to field ground balls. They do a lot of backhand stabs where when we were taught, it was move your feet, center it up, you know, but they actually practice that backhand stab, and it's actually taught all day.
And they make it look a routine, don't they?
They do, yes.
That one on a 1-1 pitch is going to miss. So 2-1 the count here. Mackert gives up that 2-run bomb to center field to Harrison, and now Tank Kelly with nobody on, swinging and a miss, and 2-2 the count.
Great spot by Mackert.
Took a little something off that pitch.
Yeah, he did, and went outside corner. That's a pitcher's pitch right there.
Mackert not going to overpower you right now. Low end 73, touching 78, 79 on the gun. Goat so far on the gun in that top of the first inning was 79 to 81. And lost him.
Yeah, he did.
Good patient at bat there for Talon Kelly, and he's aboard with a 2-out walk.
Now McHale's Mikhail Swenson. Oh, actually, no. Kyson Goats now coming up. Swenson's on deck. So the pitcher always, always with the line looking to help himself.
Yep. Help his own cause.
That's right.
Goats hitting .238 this year, and now will be a strike down the middle as he checked his swing. Snow Canyon and Dixie and Crimson have kind of separated. They're 1, 2, 3 in the RPI. Cedar comes in 12 in the RPI tonight, with just one win under their belt entering this game tonight. And that one fouled down the first base line, so Goats now behind in the count, 0-2.
Does it surprise you that 4 out of the top 5 RPI are from Region 10? Does that surprise you, Devin?
No. I think you got to go back to the 2012 season since somebody other than a Region 10 team has won the state championship in baseball.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day, and I think it is 10 or 11 years.
Yeah.
So we want to keep that.
I can't remember if it was 2012 or 13, but it's been a long time.
We want to keep that trophy down here for sure.
Of course, next spring will look a lot different with the expansion of 4A. We go from, just 2 regions to 4 regions in the classification.
Well, and I think, too, the RPI might be a little jacked up right now due to the fact that they only have the Region 11. Some of their teams, they've only played 5-6 games.
Yeah, I mean, Skyview's 3-6.
Yeah.
Mountain Crest is 3-6.
So they're getting a few more.
Logan's 0-7. Bear River's 7-2. Green Canyon's 6-4.
So they've played 7, 8, 9, 10 games compared to
18 or 19, depending on what team you look at.
So
Snow Canyon's played 8. This is their 19th game of the season tonight. They enter this game at 15-3 as Kyson Goats earns a walk. That's back-to-back walks given up by Mackert. Crimson's played 16. Dixie's played 16 entering their games tonight. Crimson's playing Pineview and Dixie's playing Hurricane. And again, we'll be tracking those scores presented by Nets on Fire. Hey, Jimmer Fredette's in St. George this weekend. You want to get your kids up to the training session and camp with Jimmer Fredette this weekend? Go to netsonfire.org and get your kids signed up to Jimmer in the GZ.
He was really the first to start shooting from the logos. Everybody kind of puts that on Steph Curry, but it was Jimmer first.
I bet he can still shoot it.
I'll bet so, too.
Chopper by Swenson, and it's going to get through. And they're going to send Tank Kelly, and Kelly is going to come all the way to the plate. Throw not in time. It's 3-0 Snow Canyon. An RBI hit by Mikhail Swenson.
Good base running there, too, by the Warriors. Able to stretch that, go from second to home.
Mikhail Swenson's been swinging a hot bat, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Every time I've done, this is my 3rd Warrior game this year, and every time I look at the stats, they're just getting better and better and better. And Swenson comes in tonight hitting .478. Yeah. That's actually a team best now, all of a sudden. I mean, he's nearly hitting 500 on the season.
That's superstar status.
And he's got 3 dingers under his belt, 2 triples and 3 doubles. So he's been hitting extra base hits. And Coach Harrison deserves a lot of credit. In fact, Coach Seacrest will tell you, kind of changed the mentality for Snow Canyon offensively with his game plan. That's something they preach, they work on in the cages, is the extra base hits. Now, that one was kind of a mistake. And now a pass ball. There's going to be a play at the plate and diving in. And he is safe. That's Kelsch Pence running, I believe, and he is going to score. And it's 4-0 Warriors.
The ball got away from Mackert. It was a great throw by the Cedar catcher. And we're going to look at it here in our Holbrook Asphalt replay. You can see perfect throw. Well, maybe down a little bit, but I think if you ask Mackert, he should have probably made that play. And then we've got a close call.
So now Swenson is over at third. And still 2 outs here, and Ince steps in. Ince getting the start tonight at second base. Him and Lyon have kind of both been given some opportunities there to start different games. And that's the problem I talked to Coach Seacrest about a little bit today before the game was how do you get all the innings to your pitching staff? How do you get guys that are working their tails off and deserve to be in the lineup There's only so many spots to go around.
That's right.
Oh, and he got him. That one
Oh, it's a walk.
It didn't. It looked like it was inside, but yeah, ball 4. He's aboard, and that is now the 3rd walk by Mackert, and that's going to bring Brad Larson out of the Reds dugout, and he's going to go talk to his starting pitcher, and all of a sudden, here we go. Warriors starting to get it going here with 4 runs already crossing home plate here in the bottom of inning number 1. 13-3 was the JV score today. And appreciate Jason Baum, Equity Home Loans. Now's a great time. Home prices are dropping a little bit. Even though interest rates are a little bit higher, the prices have come down. So
yeah,
you can always refinance later and get the value on the housing market right now with prices lower. Jason Baum's the guy to call.
Yeah, and Jason has said that on our show before. That's what you do. You can't negotiate interest rate, but you can negotiate the price of the house. The price of houses have come down a little bit, so you can negotiate that. And like you said, Deb,
you can always refi later
that
when the rates go down.
Absolutely.
Because they eventually will go back down.
Yes, they will.
Mackert, after the meeting on the mound, rocks, fires, and delivers strike 1 on a swing and a miss. This is Loveland at the dish for the Warriors. Runners on the corners, 2 down. Mackert, the righty, whips that one in, and that's a hit back through the infield over the shortstop's head into center field. 1 run will score. They're going to send the second runner. Ince is going to score, and it's just like that. 6-0 SC poured it on here in the 1st inning.
And the reason why he scored on that, it was hit and run. He was going on movement to the plate, and just a beautiful, beautiful shot.
So Ince, a rocket shot out there in the left center field, 2 RBIs, and man, all Warriors right now, they are pouring it on here in the 1st inning.
That's a gutsy call by Sechrist as well to put them in motion with the pitch, because if that's a line out to Bunnell, then it's an easy double play. But it goes the other way for the Warriors, and Damon Ince scores.
And they've already batted around, Mark.
Yeah.
Hayden Smith, the 2nd appearance. A good production from the middle and the bottom of the lineup for Coach Sechrist tonight already.
For sure, all throughout that lineup. And again, this is just a dangerous, dangerous hitting team.
Warriors looking for more. Reds need an out high from Mackert.
But again, even with Mackert kind of getting hammered here in the bottom of the 1st inning, I still like what he did, because he's making the Warriors earn it. He's not walking them, giving them free passes. He's making them earn it. And yes, tip your hat to the Warriors. They're kind of squaring him up and getting some line shots.
And that one, another shot, but right to second baseman. The throw over to first in time, and finally the Reds get out number 3, but not before. 6 runs on 4 hits, no errors. They do leave a guy out there on base, but the Warriors with the 6-0 lead on the Wilkinson's house, a lighting scoreboard. When we come back after 1 full inning here on our Boulevard home. Game of the week, you're listening to high school baseball. We give you more baseball than anybody on the Fan Sports Network.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Region 10 Athletics.
Hey, we're back here at Snow Canyon High School through an inning of baseball in a Tuesday night showdown. All Snow Canyon, 6-0 lead. Devin Dixon, Mark Musgrave. Very impressive there what the Warriors did. Everybody hitting.
Yeah.
If they weren't hitting, they were drawing walks, and they got to Mackert early.
They did. They were squaring him up. Again, I still have to tip my cap to Mackert. I liked what he did. You know, his philosophy was, you know what, I'm going to pitch to contact, see if I can't get some outs behind me. The problem is this Warrior team is a very good hitting team, and they were squaring him up.
Yeah, and that fastball that he kept putting over the plate,
Yeah.
you know, and it's only 78, 79, maybe even touching 80 on a couple there,
Right.
but they were lacing it. A couple
Yeah.
back up the middle. Harrison goes off the wall. Just a really, really good first frame for the Snow Canyon offense. And now Kyson Goetz, how comforting is it to go out there at the top of the 2 with a 6-0 lead?
Yeah, it definitely allows you to pitch a little differently. You can pound the zone a little bit more if you're Goetz now.
Be a little more aggressive.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, again, he can go to pitch to contact as well because you do have that 6-0 lead.
Quickly, the count 1-1. And that one just down low. Quickly, let's get you some Nets on Fire score updates.
Very similar game across town. Crimson Cliffs, bottom of the first. They're up 5-0 on the Panthers. And then also the Flyers, though. Flyers and Hurricane, the Tigers, 0-0, end of 2. They're going to the third, all tied up.
Yeah, I mean, Tigers were in the final 8 last year in the postseason. People kind of forget that.
Yeah, that's true.
And they do have Johansson, and they do have, you know, a couple of guys back from that team last year. Grant Schultzen, yes. You know, college kid that's already signed to play out in California at the next level. So they're never, they're never an easy team to overlook. You can't just go in there and overlook them. Mackert at the plate for the Reds. He's worked the count full, and he's going to pop it up, and it's going to be a Cache Valley Bank foul ball up and out of play down the first base dugout. 6-0 Snow Canyon. Goats on the bump. We're in the top of the second inning. And that one.
Oh, that must have just been off of the plate, Devin, because that made my knees buckle up here in the booth.
Definitely was in the K-zone height-wise, but must have been just a little bit outside.
Must have just been off the plate for sure.
Not an argument from Coach Sechrist in the Warriors dugout at all.
That's one of those pitches, though, that I would tell my players, foul that off. Don't leave that up to the umpire. Foul it off and go to the next pitch.
So Goetz with his first walk given up tonight. Given up 1 walk and 1 hit now, but other than that, he's been really good. Early going still. And Burgess will step in. Burgess, right-handed hitter, swinging in a foul straight back.
You know, some of these Cedar players, they're getting some good swings. They're fouling them straight back, so they're timing them upright. They just haven't quite been able to square Goetz up. Great pitch.
That one was a little off-speed bender and froze Burgess and drops right over the top of the K-zone for a called strike. Burgess, a junior, hitting 200 this year. A couple extra base hits. Does have 2 RBIs. Runs have been tough to come by for Cedar. They only have 23 runs scored in 15 games so far this year.
What is that, 1.3 runs a game averages out? That's
granted, Snow Canyon has played more games, but they scored 144 runs in 18 games.
Yeah. Well, and again, you know, we were talking, Keith and I were talking about this at the office the other day. It's like, why do some of these teams like Cedar and Hurricane not schedule a preseason schedule like the Warriors, like the Flyers, like the Thunder? You know, I know they can get in on some of these tournaments.
Or host their own.
Or host their own.
Up in northern
absolutely.
Utah.
Great pitch by Goetz. Again, he just buckled.
And that's an S&S mechanical strikeout for Kyson Goetz, and that's number 3 on the K-meter tonight.
Yeah, that was a beautiful pitch. And another update over at Flyer Field. Still 0-0, but the Tigers are threatening. Beard's on second, and Schultzen is at the dish.
That game's in the top of the third. We're in the top of the second here. And a foul out of play.
Boy, Kason Bell on the mound for the Flyers. How good of a season is he having?
Hasn't lost.
Oh, my goodness.
You almost can expect him to win and have double-digit Ks every time he takes the bump.
Yeah, he is really pitching well for the Flyers.
Of course, he's signed. I went to his signing day a few months back and going down to Arizona, play college baseball at JUCO.
Yeah, a lot of players this year are going to playing, maybe not D1, but playing a lot of JUCO ball. And I don't care if you're playing JUCO, D3, D2, D1. You play at the next level, and you're a pretty good high school baseball player.
Yeah, and the JUCO pad. I mean, you look at, Bo Sampson and Breck Starley and some of the Jager Baldwin, some of those guys that probably go in JUCO.
Yep, they're all going JUCO.
In fact, we know Bo's going to Slick, and so is Jager.
Yeah, and then you got a host of players going to CSI.
Yep.
You got Starley.
Yep, yeah, that's
Cole
right.
DeCastro from the Thunder.
Yeah, there's every year, Region 10 baseball just produces next-level talent, no question. Pop up by Callister. Tank Kelly leaving third, racing down the line, and it's going to get out of play. Cache Valley Bank foul ball off the bat of Callister. And leader over there first running. Has to trace back to first base. And the count now 0-2 on the catcher for the Reds. Callister now a senior, but it has been tough at the dish this year. Hitting under 100 on the season. Just 2 hits in 21 at-bats so far this year.
It was funny, too. I posted some of Landon's stuff a week or two ago, some of his stats, and one of the Becker twins from Grays Harbor commented on it, soon to be teammate. So he's excited to.
There's a rip shot. Hit number 3 of the season. Could have come at a better time. Callister.
Beautiful.
Throws it into right field, and 2 on now for the Reds here with 1 out. And now a little something brewing here.
Yeah, a little threatening here by the Reds. Here's our Holbrook Asphalt replay. Nice swing. He stayed inside. Just like a golf swing, Deb. You got to stay inside. Keep your. Just pull the ball. I love lefties.
And here is Lunt.
Another lefty.
Lunt hasn't played a ton. Coden, of course, the quarterback of the football team last fall, had a really good season. 16 at-bats. And has an RBI on a run scored, but still looking for his first hit of the season.
Well, this would be a great time to do it. You got a runner in scoring position. If you can get something out there, there's a lot of grass out there in that outfield. And the junior would love to put it out there. Be a timely first hit of the season for him.
1-0 pitch coming from Goes, taking a look out at the runner at second base. Now comes to the plate, and time called by Lund.
I don't like that. I don't like that the umpire gave him that timeout. Once that pitcher goes into motion, I think that umpire should not grant that timeout.
And I know it's only top of the second, but is it crazy to think that this feels like the Bose Auto Parts crucial part of the game for Cedar already?
It is.
You're down 6-0. You got 2 on, and this one lifted into left field, but Ryder Harrison's going to come in and get out number 2. Easy catch out there.
He hit that one just a little bit too good. It wasn't bad enough to drop in, and it wasn't good enough to burn him, but yeah, you're exactly right, Deb. This is definitely a Bose Auto Parts crucial part of the game because you want to kind of get something on the board. You don't want to go to the bottom of the second and have the Warriors put another 6th spot on the board. It's a tough spot to be in for the Reds.
6 runs on 4 hits for the Warriors. No runs on 2 hits for the Reds, but looking for their first run of the game. They need a little rally stop, 2-out rally here as Payson Briggs, the right fielder, steps in against Kyson Goetz. That first pitch missing, ball 1. Goetz is slowed a little bit here with base runners aboard. Goetz, the righty, rocks, fires, swing, and a foul tip, or did it hit the catcher and bounce straight towards the Warrior dugout?
I think he foul tipped it.
Either way, it's a strike.
It's a strike, yep.
And the count evens up at 1-1 with 2 away.
Mustangs are threatening again over at Pineview. They got 2 on, nobody out, and Starley at the plate.
He's been a machine this year. They haven't had Trey Evans at all, and they're up 5-0 already against Pineview. Make it 6-0. And there was a swing and a miss from Briggs. And now he's behind in the count, 1-2. Goetz has the pitch. And just trying to paint the outer half and misses, ball 2.
Yeah, tried to get him to chase on that, but he is disciplined at the plate and didn't go out and out of the zone.
2-2 pitch coming from Goats with 2 on, 2 down, and foul the straight back. Cache Valley Bank foul ball.
Again, he's on it. He's got the speed down. When they get fouled straight back, they're on the speed. They just weren't able to get on top of the ball.
Want to remind everybody, we'll get you more Nets on Fire updates as Crimson has just scored a run. They lead 6-0 right now. Presented by Nets on Fire. Hot shot, and it hits the runner. It hits Rosenbach, who was pinch running, and that's an out.
That would have scored a run, and that right there, Devin, is how Cedar's baseball season is going.
Yep. And we're going to
Let's go ahead and take a look at this on Holbrook asphalt.
He puts a charge in it.
And
he froze. It looked like he froze.
And you are taught to freeze on a line drive, but you got to know where the line drive is.
Freeze when it hits you. Doggone it. Doggone it. Well, that'll do it for the second. And the Reds come up empty. Warriors leading on the Wilkinson scoreboard 6-0. We'll be right back to Snow Canyon High School on the Fan Sports Network, your home for high school baseball. And we're streaming the game, as always, on the fansportsnetwork.com.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains away. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Devin Dixon, Mark Musgrave, hanging out at the yard tonight. Appreciate all of our great sponsors, including Hearst Ace Hardware, corner of Boulevard and Bluff, and downtown Cedar City. A variety of products at prices that please. Lawn and garden, grass is starting to grow. Got to get your weed and feed, got to get your Roundup. With all the rain we had last month, so stop into Hearst Ace Hardware. Swinging a drive, Cruz Sechrist going right off the wall again. This one is going to dig in, and he is going to get another double. That is 2 doubles for Cruz Sechrist. He's seeing it well tonight, folks.
Yeah, that was a great shot. And speaking of great shots, Petey Soto Jr. over at Crimson Cliffs just went yard. A 3-run shot for the Mustangs.
This one tries to go yard, but again, Crew Giles going back and off the fence.
I'm so impressed with the swings. And they really put charges into those balls.
Cruz still an underclassman. Of course, he had 2 brothers come through the program. I need to ask Coach Sechrist if he's easier on Crew than he was his older brothers. Baseball never sleeps at the Sechrist household.
Now, is Crew the baby of the family?
He is the youngest.
You kind of treat the baby just a little bit different, right, Dev? I know you do.
Yeah. And a swinging a hot shot past the hot corner off the bat of Ryder Harrison, and that'll score Cruz Sechrist. The relay not in time, and it's 7-0 Warriors. RBI hit by Ryder Harrison.
Again, he just squares it up, line shot through the 5-6 hole, going oppo.
How about Sechrist, 2 for 2?
Yeah.
Harrison, 2 for 2. Now with 3 RBIs already in this game of the 7 runs scored. And that'll bring up the dangerous Sam Lindsay, who's 0 for 1.
I love seeing lefties go oppo. Really, any hitter go oppo. But man, when it's a lefty, it just looks nicer. I don't know why.
And now Macker in a little trouble. And Lindsay, you can't make a mistake with, so that one outside on the fastball is ball 1. Don't want to throw some meat here because Sam's Got 4 dingers already under his belt this year.
He's been a dangerous hitter ever since I started watching him play at 10, 11 years old. He's always been a dangerous hitter.
Hitting a home run every other game.
Yeah.
So far. I mean,
yeah.
18 games coming into tonight. He's got 9 home runs. It's like Aaron Judge-esque.
It is. It definitely is. Macker pitching out of the stretch.
1-1 delay swing. A big cut from Sam, but he comes up empty.
Sam was going for his 10th right there. He was trying to pull that over into the left field parking lot. But Macker pulled the string on it, took just enough off of it that Sam swung over it.
And swinging a drive, and this one going into the night. Out of here.
Goodbye.
Kiss it goodbye. Fly away baseball. A 2-run shot. Number 10 on the season for Sam Lindsay.
Oh, boy. Right off of the bat, I knew he squared that up. Look at this on our Holbrook Asphalt replay.
Sam Lindsay putting a charge.
Just squared it up over the big part of that center field fence for a 2-run shot.
Number 10 of the season. We were just talking about the numbers. He's averaging a home run every other game, and he gets this one. What a play.
Wow.
What a swing of the bat. We got to start calling him Swinging Sammy, don't we?
Swinging, slamming Sammy. Can we steal that from Sosa?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
I don't either.
He didn't trademark that.
Trim the end off of that. Can you trim the end off of that video?
And that one's going to just miss. Macker, how long does Coach Brad Larson go? Macker's given up 9 runs, 2 dingers, and 6 hits. But, you know, the extra base hits, 4 of the 6 hits are doubles or home runs from this high-octane Snow Canyon offense right now.
You know, he's at 46. He's going to throw his 47th pitch. But, yeah, you don't want to leave him out there and have his confidence totally shot. There's another one just squared up. It's going to come off the wall.
No.
Actually clears it.
Tank Kelly.
Oh, my God.
Another home run for the Warriors. It's now 10-0. That exit velo was impressive for TK.
I thought that was a line shot. I thought it was going to be off of the wall out there. Again, here's our Holbrook Asphalt replay.
Wow. It got out of here in a hurry. That's a donut run home run. Make sure you start up your morning at the donut run. They're hot kolaches.
Wow.
Great selection of donuts over there next to Desert Hills High School, KB Express. I mean, that's the only place in town you can get kolaches, if I'm not mistaken.
And they are tasty.
Delicious.
They are delicious.
And that'll do it for Macker.
I've had to cut back on those, Devin, just because it's way too many carbs for me now with what I'm trying to do. But, man, they are good.
All right, we got a pitching change. We'll take a timeout, and we'll come back and see who's going to the mound for the Cedar Reds. 10-0 Warriors here in our Boulevard home game of the week.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in Southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
All right, we got a pitching change as we welcome you back here on the Fan Sports Network. Warriors, 2 home runs in a row. First, Sam Lindsay, and then boom, Tank Kelly goes yard.
And totally different shots, too. I mean, Sam's was a moonshot, and Kelly's was a line shot that got out of here in a hurry.
And
probably reminded me of your 3-iron, Devin.
And now it is Fieldstead, the sophomore, that is going to come in relief to pitch for Cedar. Fieldstead, 7.64 ERA, 2 appearances so far this year. And he'll face Kyson Goetz, who's got the shutout going. Got the start on the mound for Coach Sechrist and Snow Canyon tonight. You look at the additional statistics for Fieldstead. 3 2/3 work, giving up 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned, walked 1, struck out 2. And lost Goetz. Or did he hit Goetz? I was looking at the stat line and missed it.
Yeah, I was too.
And here is Mikhail Swinson. Mikhail Swinson. I was asking him.
How do you say that, Mikhail or
I was asking him before the game. He's like, everybody says it wrong. It's
Yeah.
Mikhail.
Mikhail.
But it's like M-U-H. Mikhail.
Mikhail.
Yeah.
All right.
But he says everybody mispronounces it. You can call me whatever you want. And he'll take strike 1 on a bender that goes over the zone. His dad, Derek, played a lot of softball with Derek. Derek about 6'6", 6'7". And I swear, every time I see Swinson walking by him today, it looks like he's grown a couple inches too. Getting taller, stronger, just a junior. And it was interesting talking with Coach Sechrist earlier today. You know, he wants to get Swinson more innings on the mound, but has not really been able to throw him as much to keep him sharp because he's a guy they really like on the mound. Good problem to have, though.
Now, yeah, exactly. I was going to say, with a game like this, do you pull Goetz, you kind of save him a little bit, and maybe play around with some arms to get ready for a state run? See what you have?
I mean, the preseason, not that far in the rearview mirror, but once you get into region play, it's a little tougher. But in a game like this where you're already up 10-0,
right.
Yeah, you could give a couple guys an inning of work just to keep them sharp.
Yeah, I would think so.
You know, and nowadays with the squad scrimmages and stuff, you do get pitchers taking bullpens, even if they don't see varsity action. You got the JV games where you can run some guys out. Kelch pitched the JV game for Snow Canyon earlier today, and they won 13-3.
Okay.
One of their other pitchers, I think, is undefeated in JV, and they haven't been able to get him much pitches in varsity as well, as that's pass ball. And Kelch, who's pinch running, gets down to second base. And the count goes full. 6 runs in the first. Couple home runs here in the second. It's already 10-0 Snow Canyon.
And they're looking to add more as well.
Runner into scoring position now.
And still 0 outs for Cedar, too.
And that is a breaking ball that stays down from Fieldstead, and Swinson just trying to get a piece of it, and he does.
Again, I love that mentality of Swinson where, you know, he committed, just foul it off, go to the next pitch, and he gets another shot at it here.
And here's the windup in the pitch, and this one's pulled, and this one's going to be hooking foul. As it got out of the yard over there by the Fan Sports Network truck.
Yeah.
Swinson 20, 30 feet away from breaking my windshield.
Yes, it was. It was headed that way, Devin. Again, he squared it up, just pulled it just a tad.
So now he takes a breaking ball in the dirt, and it'll be a walk. Good eye there by Swinson. And you can see the sophomore Fieldstead doesn't have a lot of velo, but he relies on that breaking ball a lot.
Yeah. Now Damon Ent's coming up. Again, 2 on, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the second, the Warriors have already put a 4 spot in the bottom of the second here and looking to add more. I've been impressed with just how good they swing the bat.
And that one is a shot. That one's going to be in trouble, but the second baseman ranging over and makes the catch for out number 1. Everybody will hold to throw it down to third just in case Kelch wanted to go.
Yeah, good play by the second baseman. That was going to be a very difficult play for the right fielder. He was charging from playing pretty deep. Really, the second baseman was the only one that had a chance at that, or that would have fallen in the Bermuda Triangle for a single. But it was recorded as an out.
Yep. And a big first out here after some damage already done, and that one's going to be off the bat of Loveland, and that's going to be a Cache Valley Bank foul ball. I'm still mesmerized by the 2 home runs already in this inning.
And again, just how different they were, too, to make it 10-0 right now for the Warriors. And again, they're looking to add more, but one, a line shot out of here. The other one is a moon shot.
And that pitch just missing, count 1-1. You're right. 2 different ways, but the same effect.
Same result. Yeah, pretty awesome so far. Pretty awesome hitting by this Warrior team.
Yeah, again, came in tonight swinging .344. You put that in contrast to Cedar's team batting average this year, where they've struggled a little bit at the plate and only have 1 win this year. They're hitting just .164.
Ouch. That's a big difference.
Almost 200 points difference in the batting average statistical category. You look at on base and all the other statistical categories, it's a little lopsided. But again, you mentioned the youth of this Cedar City team. They're building for, you know, these sophomores. There's a big sophomore class. They're hoping by the time they get juniors, and then especially when they're seniors, that they'll be back in the thick of things in Region 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that one's blocked, but it's going to allow everybody to advance. Kelch to third, Swinson to second, and still just 1 out here.
And Collister behind the plate really has his work cut out for him with Feldstedt, because he does throw that off-speed stuff, and it does kind of spike into the dirt right around home plate. It makes it a tough play for the catcher.
Harder job to be a Major League Baseball catcher or an NHL goalie.
Yeah.
And that's a hot shot, gets off the glove of the shortstop, and a run will score.
Bunnell just couldn't quite corral that in.
11-0 Warriors. And that is a bin blaster blast. I think you got to give him a hit because how hard he hit it. I want to thank our friends at Bin Blasters. They can help you out with your garbage cans. They got the clean can plan. You can say goodbye to your dirty, smelly garbage cans forever. They got a convenient subscription service, just $19.99 a month. Go to binblasters.com.
And let me just tell you something about Bin Blasters. That is a high school entrepreneur that's running that business.
You got to love that. You got to love that.
And he's into baseball, so, man, just support those guys. That is tremendous. In high school, were you running your own business, Devin?
No. No, I was, but I was, you know, driving tractors and changing the water.
As I was, too.
Weeding the fields.
That's exactly what I was doing. And I was doing it for room and board.
Me, too. And a new pair of shoes once in a while.
That's right. That's right.
Lump of coal for Christmas. And a swing and a shot, and that's going to be down.
Stays, yep.
Nice piece of hitting there by Hayden Smith as they're back to the top of the order. An RBI single, and Swinson will score. And now the runners will advance to second, third on that throw that came all the way to home plate. And Snow Canyon has increased the lead now 12-0. Didn't try to overswing here, Mark.
No, not at all. That was a nice little shot. And it looks like Spencer Gunn coming in to speed up run there at second base. So we'll kind of keep an eye on him.
Already the third at-bat now for the Warriors. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Is into the Buck Brand Beef batter's box is Cruz Sechrist. Want to split a side of beef? Canab, grass-fed. Get the ribeyes, the fillets, the T-bones, your cuts, your way.
That's good stuff right there, Dev.
Call 435-644-2825, or you can email buckbrand@gmail.com, and they will cut it up how you want it. You can split one with a neighbor or a family member, or get a whole side of beef yourself.
You know, I was listening to Maggie and Perloff before our show on From the Bleachers, and they were talking about, there's a nice pitch. They were talking about how some offensive linemen getting ready for the draft had this eating contest, and they wanted to see how much weight they could gain at one sitting of eating just red meat. One offensive lineman gained 10 pounds at one sitting.
Wow.
And Perloff wants to try it out.
A swing and a drive, and this one into the alleyway, but should stay in the park, and it's a deep out. They'll tag the runner from third, and Loveland will score. It's 13-0 Warriors. Sack fly there by Sechrist.
That's a good piece of hitting by Sechrist. Puts it up in the air. Certainly deep enough to score that run at third. That's a productive out right there.
Again, 13-0 on the Wilkinson scoreboard. and we're just bottom of 2. Now you start thinking about the 15-run rule, 15 after 3, 10 after 5.
Yep.
As this one is getting away from Cedar High School, Snow Canyon continue to find ways to manufacture runs with the long ball with extra base hits, and now the sac fly.
Yeah, our Wilkinson House of Lighting scoreboard is lighting up.
Uh-oh.
There's another shot.
This one is back, and this one will fly away into the night. The third dinger of the night for the Warriors. This one off the bat of Ryder Harrison.
Ryder Harrison, again, on cue, as I'm saying that our Wilkinson House of Lighting scoreboard is lighting up. He lights it for 2 more runs.
Wow. Great shot by our camera crew here on the fansportsnetwork.com, KSLsports.com on the live stream. One more look at the it's almost a Griffey-esque swing
really
from Ryder Harrison, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness. Out into the pine tree.
Oh, my goodness.
Beautiful shot. Hey, little update over at Flyer Field. Flyers take a 1-0 lead right now on the Tigers.
Ryder Harrison, say hello to the long ball. He did that last or 2 weeks ago against Pineview. As this one goes into the night, he's swinging a red-hot bat. Wow.
And now here comes Sam Lindsay.
Who's already homered in this inning. In this inning, folks.
In this inning.
A 2-run shot. That's kind of what got the festivities going.
Man.
And how about Ryder? He's 3 for 3 tonight. Fieldstead will brush back Sam.
Just about took it in the back. And that, at this point, that wouldn't be a bad thing. It's just to give Sam Lindsay 1 bag as opposed to 4.
And here's the pitch, and it's popped up.
He swung like he wanted to hit a second of his inning. I could see his teeth grit down here, up here, Dev. He wanted that one. I mean, how many times would you be able to, first off, have an opportunity to hit 2 home runs in an inning, but let alone do it? I mean, that would be a rare feat. Oh,
and this one is going to be into center field, and it is going to drop. And the hit parade continues for the Warriors with a 15-0 lead. It's a 2-out single for Sam Lindsay.
One thing I would have loved to have seen that center fielder put just a little bit more effort into that fly ball. It looked to me like, looking at the Holbrook asphalt here. Look at here, Dev. He pulls up right there. You know what? You're down 15-0. You've got 2 outs. It was a pop fly, so even if you miss it, it's not going to go far. Lay out for your pitcher.
Yeah.
Lay out for your pitcher.
I think he might have had a chance. He might have had a chance. It's a good point. And there's a ripped shot, and this one's going to get down off the bat of Tank Kelly, who already home run trotted in this inning and now has a single.
I got to think, too, where we're up 15-0 with the Warriors. I got to think Coach Seacrest is probably just going to go base to base now. I don't think he's going to be sending people home on the throws, and he's probably going to go station to station at this point of the game, being up 15-0 here in the bottom of the second. Wow.
This is impressive. And where their batting average as a team dropped a little bit into 1-0 games last week, they're racking up the hits here tonight against Cedar. And you can see Fieldstead's gonna get good, but he just doesn't have the velocity. No. There's another pop up. This one's playable and in to make the catch. Finally out number 3.
Oh.
But not before the eruption of 6 hits in the inning, and they've now got 9 runs crossing here in the bottom of the second inning, and it's a commanding 15-0 lead. Snow Canyon on top of Cedar on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. Talk about lighting it up, just like Wilkinson's can light up your interior or exterior lights around your house. Snow Canyon Warriors lighting up the scoreboard when we come back in our Boulevard Home Game of the Week.
Region 10 Sports is brought to you by Nets on Fire, the premier training and event facility in Southern Utah. High-level individual and group training catered to your athlete, plus the best camps, clinics, tournaments, and showcases in the West. Visit netsonfire.org.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
Hey, welcome back. We're finally to the top of the third inning. 15-0 Snow Canyon. Glad you're with us tonight here on the Fan Sports Network and streaming on the fansportsnetwork.com as Snow Canyon up 15-0. Devin Dixon, Mark Musgrave with you. And, whoo, catch your breath after that hit parade, Mark.
Man, Ryder Harrison with 2 home runs in this game. Tank Kelly with 1. Sam Lindsay with 1. My goodness.
4 dingers. 4 dingers already in 2 innings.
In 2 innings.
For the high-octane Warrior offense.
Yowza.
And now, if you thought a 6-0 lead was comfortable for Goats after 1, he's now got a 15-0 lead, but he'll go out there in the first pitch here in the top of the third, in for a called strike at the knees. And there's a chopper, and that's going to be playable. Sechrist on a run, and was it in time? No. Infield hit, going to be safe getting down there to first base. Let's take another look at that one. That was close. Good play defensively, but good speed to get down to first.
Yeah, Crew Giles really busted. There. Oh, yeah, quite easily. But, yeah, Crew Giles really busting down the line to make something happen. Anything positive happen for the Reds, that was definitely one of them. Deb, I'm going to have a long conversation with Landon this weekend because he will be on the mound against this Warrior team at Thunder Field on Tuesday.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, you live for moments like that, right?
Yeah.
It'll be a big stage against a good hitting team.
Oh, man, I'll tell you. Yeah, this has been fun to watch for sure. If you're a Snow Canyon Warrior Nation, this has been fun to watch. If you're part of Red Nation, probably not as much, Devin.
No, but I keep going back to the youth of this team.
I do too.
And reps, and you're playing a team that's on tonight. They are on fire. And at the plate, strike one there looking to Boyer, and then that one missing. So Camp quickly 1-1. Giles, infield single. He's at first. I'll check, throw it over there, and he's back in time. Loveland will get it back over to Goats on the mound.
Yeah, 15 runs in 2 innings.
Not a drip of wind, too, so they're hitting.
Yes.
I mean, these are not wind-aided home runs.
No, they are not.
We're looking at somewhere around, I don't know, 1,400 feet of home runs already hit in this game or something.
3 moonshots, and then the line drive, the velo exit on that had to have been 105, 106. I mean, he line shot that, squared it up, and it got out of here fast.
That one was off the bat of Tank Kelly. That's the one that you thought maybe was going to go off the wall, but arced high enough to clear the wall, and it did. If you put a stopwatch on the exit velo, it was out of here in less than 2 seconds, I would guess. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Good swing by Boyer.
Full count now on Boyer.
The sophomore. Again, a lot of sophomores on this team, on this Cedar team.
Cedar 0-4 in region play. Snow Canyon enters tonight 5-1. Do you feel like region records still matter, or with the RPI it's been diluted a little bit?
I think it's been diluted a little bit.
I still think the coaches try to make it matter with the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And it matters to the players, too.
Well, in a Region 10 situation, if you win the region, you're probably going to be the 1 seed in the RPI.
Yeah, I would think so.
Because it's so talented.
Absolutely.
So many strong teams down here.
Absolutely. And the Warriors and the Mustangs, with both of them just having 1 loss.
Boyer fighting, Cache Valley Bank fly ball. They will get foul.
It will be
the dugout.
It will be an interesting one, too, in the RPI if these 2 teams can stay up there.
Yep, Region 10 going 1, 2, 3 with Snow Canyon 1, Crimson 2, Dixie 3.
And you know Dixie's going to have something to say about that as well.
Sure. They already had the bye week, so they've only played 4 region games.
Yep.
Tonight is just their 5th.
Right.
And a swing and a miss and an S&S mechanical strikeout. And don't wait to strike out till your AC is broke. Get it tuned up. If you book before April 15th, which is this weekend, you save. If you book right now, you can get an AC tune-up for right around $100. That's a nice savings. Get it all dialed in for the summer heat and all the triple-digit weather that you know is coming.
It's coming so fast.
And that one gets away from the catcher, but Smith goes and gets it. Strike 1.
You know, it's not anything that we're not used to, just having a couple of weeks for spring and then we jump right into summer. But, man, I would sure love to have a month of spring at least.
Yeah. Yeah, it went 50 to 80 pretty quick, didn't it?
It did.
That one high from Kyson Goetz. You look at Goetz, pretty efficient tonight, just 54 pitches. Bunnell does have a hit off Goetz. One of the 3 Reds hits was from this guy at the plate right now, and it's a 1-1 pitch, and that's strike 2.
Bunnell didn't agree with it, kind of had that little creak of the neck a little bit.
Bunnell has a hit tonight. Looking for his second. Giles has one of them, and then Callister has the 3rd for the Reds so far, but they don't have a run to show for it yet.
Runner goes. Oh, he's got to come back.
A swing and a foul straight back off the bat of Mr. Bunnell. Bunnell, big, strong, right-handed batter.
Oh, he really is.
Going to check the runner. And they're going to say dead ball. And now they're going to appeal it.
Bunnell's a junior. What are they appealing?
Well, I mean, it was a foul tip, was it not?
Yeah, it was a foul
dead
tip.
ball.
Yeah.
And he was going. And now they're going to talk and say, was it foul tip maybe?
I don't think there's any question that it was foul tip.
Take a look at that. Do we have that, Cody? Our producer doing a great job with the replays tonight. See if we can get one more look at that. Whatever they talked about, they have went back to home plate. Take a look. Does it touch the bat? Yeah.
Of course it does.
Yeah,
I don't know what the...
Get him thinking.
Was he thinking that it just went off of Smith's glove?
I don't know.
Huh. Interesting.
Unless they were asking for interference of some kind. I don't know. That one missing. High and away. 2-2 the count. Goetz and Bunnell battling here in the top of the 3rd inning. Snow Canyon up big. 15-0 lead already.
Uh-oh.
And got him looking. Another S&S mechanical strikeout, and that is out number 2.
Yeah, you got to have that 2-strike approach. And what that means is if it's close, you got to be pulling the trigger. If you don't like it, if it's not your pitch, foul it off, go to the next one. You can't leave it up to the umpire. 2-strike approach.
Goetz, you look at the Adams Wealth Advisors stat line, 2 2/3, giving up 3 hits, walked 1, struck out now 5. Swing and a miss there.
Price Atwood in the box now for the Reds. Nice little swing there for the sophomore. Just couldn't quite square it up.
Kyson grew up golfing. Swinging and a miss, strike 2. Played a lot of golf. Actually, as a freshman, played on the high school Snow Canyon golf team and made state and was really good, but then decided just to focus all on baseball his sophomore and his junior year. He's a junior now. Sam Lindsay actually grew up golfing too, by the way. And a swing and a miss and got him. And he strikes out the side, back to back to back. S&S mechanical strikes. How about Kyson Goetz doing it for the pitching staff? And how about Snow Canyon with the bats? I mean, just absolutely laying it on here tonight on the Wilkinson scoreboard. It's 15-0, Warriors in control.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the...
Oh. cheesesteak?
Grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Region 10 Sports is brought to you by Nets on Fire, the premier training and event facility in Southern Utah. High-level individual and group training catered to your athlete, plus the best camps, clinics, tournaments, and showcases in the West. Visit netsonfire.org.
Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 656-0511.
Hey, we're back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, listening on 99.5, 95.3 in St. George, or 93.1 up in Cedar City, or watching on the live stream as we're coming at you on the simulcast on the Fan Sports Network, as well as KSLSports.com.
Similar game going on across town with Crimson up 14-0 over the Panthers. They're playing at Panther Field. Close one, though, over at Flyer Field. 2-0 Flyers up on the Tigers.
Yeah, and Dixie, the last unbeaten team in the region. They're 4-0. They have not lost yet, but they still have some big games looming. Of course, Snow Canyon won't play Dixie until the final week of the regular season. And maybe a region title will be on the line. Right now, you know, Crimson, Dixie, Snow Canyon kind of separated, but Desert Hill's right there in the mix. And then, you know, Pineview and Hurricane and Cedar really kind of struggling there towards the bottom of the standings right now. And it looks like that will continue for the Reds. The Snow Canyon up 15-0, and Chopper out there to second, fielded cleanly by Boyer, throw over to first, and it gets past him. And it hit. I think it actually hit Swinson. I think it clipped him on the way as he was going to first base.
It went off Lunt's glove, and I think it did pop off of the glove and went up and hit him.
He's down on the field.
So, and we do have a new pitcher, I believe, for the Reds. I don't think this is this still the same pitcher?
No.
No, this is number 15, Caden Rosenberg, now in for the Reds.
He's a senior. Rosenberg, they've got to him a little bit. High ERA, 6 appearances. Rosenberg is.
They're still checking him out down there. He's still on the ground as well. Now he's getting up.
And, you know, one of the assistant coaches over there checking on him, fist bump. We're going to pinch run for Swinson. Probably a good idea. Let's take a look at that one more time, Mark.
Here's our Holbrook Asphalt replay. Ground ball.
Where does it clip Swinson at? Oh, I think it come up and got him in the midsection right below the belt.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like, didn't it? Yeah. That's no fun.
That's no fun at all.
I feel you, Swins.
Oh, man, I'll tell you.
Here's Ince stepping in, left-handed batter. Everybody hitting tonight for this Snow Canyon team. I mean, doesn't matter where you're at in the lineup. Ince, though, looking for his first hit. Walked and scored. 0 for 1 officially. But Loveland's on deck. He's 2 for 2. Sechrist is 2 for 2. Harrison is 3 for 3 with 5 RBIs. Lindsey's 2 for 3 with a 2-run home run. Kelly's 2 for 2 tonight with an RBI and 2 runs scored. Swinson 1 for 2. And here is Ince working against Rosenberg in relief. Third pitcher of the night into the game for Coach Brad Larson. And swinging a shot, and that is roped into right. And a sharply hit single for Ince, his second, his first hit of the night. And right now I'm looking at Kyson Goetz, the pitcher. He's the only Warrior without a hit.
That's amazing.
But he's got a shutout on the bump. So everybody is contributing tonight for SC.
I always say to the pitchers, hey, you focus on the bump. If you get a hit, that's just cherry on top, but you focus on the bump.
2 on, nobody down. Big lead here for the Warriors. And they're really 3 defensive outs away from the 15-run after 4. They still have that?
I don't think so. I think you got to go 5.
You go 5 nowadays? They tweaked it?
I think it's 10 after 5.
Rosenberg taking a peek at the runner, comes to the plate, a shot up the middle, could be 2, flip it to Second relay.
Not in time.
Not in time, you're right. And so they do get the lead. Well, they do get one. Now runners on the corners with one away on an infield choice.
Didn't quite have the arm here. Here's our Holbrook asphalt replay. Good transfer there. It was a good transfer. Just didn't quite have the arm to get it over there.
U6390 Equal Opportunity.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit adamswealthadvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cass Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Devin Dixon, Mark Musgrave, and Andrew Lyon going to get some work here, coming in to relieve Kyson Goats. And you look at the line on Goats night, pretty solid. 3 innings pitched, give up 3 hits, struck out 6, walked just 1. 43 of his 62 pitches were for strikes, as he was solid tonight, and he leaves with a shutout intact and a 15-run lead.
Yeah, not too shabby at all.
Pitching change brought to you by Luke Udy at American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof. See Luke Udy at Udy & Associates for home, auto, or life insurance. Get a quote to say today. See how much Luke can save you. And also looking to name our Red Bed Regeneration Energy Play of the Game. We've got a couple nominees so far. What stands out, Mark?
4 home runs.
Yeah.
Those are energy plays
behind
right
the swing of the bat.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of energy squaring those balls up.
Yes, indeed. Red Bed Regeneration. Go get lit with the red light therapy beds. Initially developed by NASA for astronauts, red light therapy been used to heal scars and inflammation, decrease pain, and help people burn fat faster. You want more information, go to redbedregen.com.
I did like, I believe it was Giles that hit that infield single for the Reds too, where he really hustled down that first base line and beat that throw out.
Yeah, that's a good call. Look at the line-on-line ERA 4.80. He's made 3 appearances so far this year, 11 2/3 work. Given up 10 runs, 8 earned, walked 8, struck out 18. Saw him a little bit in the state tournament last year because Luke Anderson and his older brother Isaac Lyon could not pitch. And so Rue getting a little work here. Rocks, fires, fastball.
Must have been just
down low.
Off the plate, because that looked pretty right down the middle.
Try to get some numbers on Rue. That one.
Eli Polson behind the dish now for the Warriors as well. Some defensive changes being made.
Yeah, nice to give Smith a little break.
Coden Herman's out in right field.
Yeah, Coden pitched a heck of a game last Friday in that 1-0 win. He had 8 Ks when they split the season series with Crimson.
Rowley out in left field. I mean, a lot of defensive changes here for the Warriors, getting some players some time.
Getting some varsity reps.
Yep.
Yep, Rowley, Hafen, Herman now in the outfield. You're right. Ledger's at short. Stewart's at third. Ince stays at second. Gibb is at first. Paulson behind the plate.
And strikeout for Lyon.
Another S&S Mechanical strikeout.
He's got some good blood flowing through those veins, some pitching blood.
Yes, indeed. Rue rocks, fires, and that's a hot shot back through, and that's a hard hit single right there for Burgess.
It about ate up Hafen. It took a crazy bounce out there like it was bouncing off a turf. But he was able to block it with his chest. Here's our Holbrook Asphalt replay on that. Nice line shot right back up the middle. Watch this bounce. Boom. Yowza.
Good piece of hitting there. And Callister will step into the Buck Brand Beef batter's box, and that's called strike 1 at the knees.
Well, Deb, you're doing pretty good with that Buck Brand Beef. It doesn't really kind of flow off the tongue as well as it should, but you're doing pretty good with it.
It'll flow off the tongue as I'm eating those filet mignons.
That's true.
Grass-fed, local beef, cut your way.
Your filet mignon, how are you getting that done? How are you getting it cooked?
Medium rare.
Medium, okay.
Always.
That's me too.
I can never split a steak with my wife. There is an S&S Mechanical strikeout for Andrew Lyon.
How does Robin like it?
No bueno. Burnt to a crisp.
Burnt to a crisp.
Not a lick of pink.
Macy is just the opposite. She almost likes a purple in the middle.
As long as it's just warm in the center, I'm good. Lions got some velo going.
That's a strike. Yeah, they're going to call that a strike. Yep.
Again, Lyon.
Yeah, he really is. He's throwing it down there. I have to guess it's probably low to mid 80s on that fastball. That one he took a little off of.
Already 2 Ks, gives him 12 on the season. And he's going to work on Coden Lunt. 1 on, 2 outs, 15-0 lead for Snow Canyon. Top of 4th.
You know, funny story about his dad. We went down to a Dodger game and Brandon's team was in town. I can't remember who he was playing with at the time.
Well, pick a team. He started with Toronto, went to Boston, went to Arizona, then went to Houston, then went to the Mets, then went to the Tigers, and then ended up with the Angels.
Yeah, I believe it was when he was with Houston.
Okay.
I'm thinking it was either Houston or Arizona. And he was shagging balls out there during batting practice, and I see him out there. And just a little footnote to this story. I sold him, when I worked at St. George Ford, I sold him a Harley-Davidson Super Duty truck.
Okay.
And so I'm yelling at him, Brandon, we're from St. George. We were right on the front right field wall. He comes over. We talk for a few minutes. He signs a few baseball, tosses them up to our boys, and people behind us were like all put out. Where's our baseballs? And I say, hey, you got to sell him a Harley, man. Anyways, he was a really good sport about it. And our boys felt like they were on top of the world.
And there's a wild pitch that one hops past Paulson, and everybody advanced down to second and third with 2 down here. And Cedar a chance to maybe get their first run of the night with Payson Briggs at the plate in the Buck Brand Beef batter box. Line still can work out of trouble here. Here's the 1-0 pitch and a chopper coming at you. Coach Seacrest didn't even flinch. He's had that go off the net a million times. He knows it's there.
Yeah.
I would have flinched. Yeah, Brandon, one of the nicest, humblest guys. And actually there's something about being a Major League Baseball pitcher. He's now the pitching coach for Snow Canyon.
Yep.
And Andrew Line, who's pitching's dad, became a really good golfer. And
his brother's a good golfer too.
Trevor?
Yeah.
Yep. Brandon's better.
Is he?
Yep.
All right.
Trevor's good, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And there's a shot to second. High hop, but gloved, and Ince will throw it over for out number 3. My point is, those pitchers, you pitch a day, especially when Brandon was a starter, then you got 4 days, 5 days off.
Absolutely.
What are you going to do? You got to go play a round of golf or 2.
Absolutely.
Get pretty good.
Why wouldn't you?
All right, we go to the middle of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits. Actually, 1 hit and 2 left on base. All Warriors on the Wilkinson scoreboard, 15-0. They leave Cedar here on the Fan Sports Network.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News
in
today.
the West. Visit netsonfire.org.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Baseball going on, but the softball game between Cedar and Snow Canyon just finished up. 16-6, the final score. Snow Canyon has beaten Cedar. Update brought to you by Nets on Fire. And if you want to sign your kids up, Nets on Fire is welcoming Jimmer Fredette to St. George this weekend for a camp and clinic. netsonfire.org. Spread the word. 4 home runs.
Beck,
Staley,
Daniel, Gates, and Landis.
Everybody going yard.
Man.
4 dingers for the softball team. Already
That's
4
5.
for the
5 dingers.
Okay, well, the baseball team's getting out hit as far as home runs right now.
Wow.
They got 4. We've seen 9 home runs in about a 600-yard vicinity here tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's all Snow Canyon.
Yeah. Yep. 15-0 here. Softball wins 16-6. Get you some other scores.
The Dixie game is...
It was 2-0 last week.
It's 6-0 now. Dixie up on the Tigers. Or 5-0, I apologize. 5-0 in the bottom of the 5th over at Flyer Field.
By the way, the gun on Andrew Lyon in that last inning as he came in to relieve Kyson Goetz. topped at 87. He was sitting 83 to 85. He's just a sophomore.
So that's.
If you went to, after this game, you went down the pitcher's mound, I don't even think I could touch 70. I would throw my arm out. I bet I could throw it 67 miles an hour if I'm lucky.
Oh, yeah.
After like my 10th throw.
I was throwing with Lando a month or so ago, and we were doing some long toss, Devin.
Shot down the line and
nice play.
Got him. 5-3 on the put out. Really nice play over there on the hot corner.
We were doing some long toss, and yeah, the arm isn't what it used to be. Landon, he was throwing it from one foul line to the other foul line, and I'd be lucky to get it past second base.
You know how they have the radar gun, and I was with my son at a marriage game, and he's like, hey, Dad, let's get in there and throw. And they put the gun on you. And this is 7-8 years ago. And they give you 5 or something pitches.
Yeah.
And my 5th one, I got 70. But that was years ago. There's no way I could touch 70 right now. So for Lyon to come in, take a couple warm-up tosses, and as a sophomore go 87.
Oh, boy.
Pretty good.
That's really good.
I was here a couple weeks ago. Tank Kelly was starting. He was topping out 89, 90 all night long. They got some guys that can really throw the heat. Goats was hitting 83, 84 tonight. Starter for the Warriors. Swinging a foul straight back off the bat of Coden Herman.
Update over at Pineview. They're really getting beat over there. Crimson 18-0 right now over the Panthers.
Yeah, we're seeing Crimson, with some guys injured, like Trey Evans has been out most of the year, kind of tried to go and re-aggravated, I think it's a hamstring. I want to send a condolences, thoughts, prayers to Ridge Erickson. He was injured and is going to miss some time. I don't know a lot of the details on that, but I know he's going to miss some time. Hope he's going to be okay. Andrew Wilson, Desert Hills, he's shut down and he's out for the season. You're seeing some injuries for Pineview's got 5 or 6 guys out right now.
Couple of legit catchers right there too with Andrew Wilson and Ridge Erickson. I got to see Ridge Erickson over the summer a little bit with some tournaments and some fall ball. And he's just a good kid, too. Just a good kid.
Patient at bat there for Coden, whose older brother playing and pitching for Utah Tech, and Coach Fatenauer, who is playing BYU right now. And that game has went final tonight. And last I saw was 7-3. Cougars are beating the Blazers. We'll get you a final score on that one here in just a moment. As that's a Cache Valley Bank foul ball up and out of play. Let's see.
A couple of long balls over at Pineview, though. The Mustangs, Parker Andrus and Petey Soto Jr. both went yard for Crimson Cliffs.
8-5 the final. BYU has beaten Utah Tech tonight. And that's going to be a hit into left field and a nice piece of hitting right there by Coulter Stewart.
Yeah.
Stewart, I think, signed to play at Snow College, if I'm not mistaken, right, Mark? I think he's playing football
that one I don't know. That one I'm not sure about.
In that game, former Snow Canyon Warrior Luke Anderson, the freshman, went 2 for 3 for BYU. Austin Deming, another former Warrior, went 1 for 4. Former Flyer Cooper Vest, 0 for 3. And Irvin,
Carson Irvin, 1 for 3.
Freshman for Utah Tech from Desert Hills, went 1 for 3 in the loss. And Rayson Herdsman, Herdy, got off his mission.
That's right.
He could ball, battle on the blacktop to benefit Cora kids. Great local nonprofit organization. As there's a swing, and that's going to be a fly ball into center field. Crew Giles underneath it and has the catch off the bat of Andrew Lyon, getting his first AB of the night. He flies out. Battle on the Blacktop. All you got to do is go to netsonfire.org. You can sign up for that. That's going to be April 20th and 21st. It's going to be a lot of fun. 3-point shootout, bunch of prizes, bunch of great local partners. 4 games guaranteed. There's divisions for all the way kids, all the way through adults.
You playing?
We might have to put a Fan Sports Network team together.
Oh, boy. It's been a long time since I've hooped it up, dude. It's been a long time.
I'll bring the icy hot and the ice. The knee braces.
Our coworker Brian Young was making fun of me today. I did that. You know how we do the shoot for cash.
Shh, don't bring that up.
Well, I have.
That was not your finest moment.
It was not my finest. I'm telling you what, man. When there's a timer going, It is tough to settle down and actually.
I will say this.
I'm going to get you to do it. I'm going to get you to do it
You
soon.
looked confident out there, but you didn't make anything. There's another fly ball tracked down by Giles, and that'll do it for the inning.
Nice catch by the center fielder.
Just a deep shot out there off the bat of Hafen, and that'll do it for the inning. No runs there for the Warriors, but they got plenty on the scoreboard. On the Wilkinson scoreboard. They lead 15-0 through 4 here. Warriors in control. Stay with us on the Fan Sports Network.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Region 10 Sports is brought to you by Nets on Fire, the premier training and event facility in Southern Utah. High-level individual and group training catered to your athlete, plus the best camps, clinics, tournaments, and showcases in the West. Visit netsonfire.org.
Back here at Snow Canyon High School, Devin Dixon, Mark Musgrave, glad to bring you some high school baseball tonight. No games are really close right now. Dixie's handling Hurricane. Crimson's laying it on Pineview, and here it's 15-0 Snow Canyon taking it to the Cedar Reds. Rematches all on Friday night this week. We'll have the rematch between Pineview and Crimson. I'm sure Ross going tonight. Schroeder should go on Friday night, though, for Pineview. And when Schroeder's on the mound, they've got their ace, so maybe that game will be a little bit closer than right now, where it's 18-0 Mustangs are leading.
And I'm sure the Mustangs will have Bo Sampson, the big lefty, going for them. So that could be a very good matchup come Friday night.
Bo pitched a heck of a game here at this field last Friday, but walk-off hit, and Snow Canyon wins 1-0. Hayden Smith was the hero. 4 home runs already for the Warriors tonight.
Well, the Reds
Harrison, Tank Kelly, Sam Lindsay. I mean, everybody going yard tonight.
The Reds have 3 outs, or we're going to end this game a little bit early.
And Ryder Harrison actually has 2 of the home runs.
Harrison has 2.
Of course, you gotta look at him right now as your leading candidate, or you go Goats with the pitching performance for our first Ace Hardware player of the game. Lyon back into work, struck out a couple.
As much as I love pitchers, when you got a guy that hits
multi-hit home run,
oh my goodness, that's tough to overlook, Devin.
Yep, kind of pops. And a swing and a miss. That one high, and Giles offered at it and couldn't find it.
Went way up out of the zone on that one.
See if Lyon can get another S&S mechanical strikeout. Already has 2.
And down it goes. Yep. Again, right here, we're at the top of the 5th. 15-0 Snow Canyon over Cedar right now. And the Reds are down to 2 more outs. And then we'll be into our Johnson Pediatrics post game, Devin.
Yep. But not without some Ben Blaster blast tonight from the Warriors. Go to benblasters.com and get garbage cans cleaned right at your house. You know, you kind of forget about them, and then you put your grass clippings in them, and stuff spills in them, and a garden hose is not going to cut it.
No.
I've tried it. Doesn't cut it.
Nope, it doesn't.
Lyon 0-1 count here. Resets. And here is the windup and the pitch. High. So Giles led off and struck out, and now Boyer trying to find a little magic here for the Reds. You just, at this point, you're not trying to hit a home run. You just need base runners.
Yeah,
you just want to get the shutout off the board.
Yeah, just something positive.
checks his swing.
Maybe
good eye.
Something next week you can take in, or looking into Friday, just something positive that at least the bus ride home isn't a complete downer.
And the good news is the forecast looks good to play an afternoon matinee up there.
Yeah.
They don't have lights at Cedar. There'll be about a 3 o'clock start. Swing and a miss there. Strike 2 to Boyer. Lions now thrown 24, 25 pitches in relief. Yeah, got runners at second and third last inning, but worked out of the trouble.
Yeah. This Friday should be the first home game that Cedar will be hosting this season.
You're right. Last week they had to play both road games, even though they were the home team in one of them, but not on their home field.
Yeah, both of them played at Desert Hills, so.
And a swing and a miss and another S&S mechanical strikeout for this Warriors pitching staff tonight. Lyon throwing gas.
Lyon really making a case for our Jersey Mike sub of the game, coming in, like you said, Devin, topping out at 87, 88 miles per hour on that fastball.
He's faced 7 batters.
Looking good.
And he's thrown 17 of his 26 pitches for strikes.
There's another one.
And he is definitely on point right now. And Lyon, certainly not a save situation, but a chance for the sophomore to get some work.
Yep. 1 strike away. 15-0 Snow Canyon over Cedar right now.
And this game's about an hour 45 right now. We might be under 2 hours of the broadcast tonight because of the mercy rule.
Yeah.
That one missing. 1-2 the count now. Bunnell trying to keep this game going. Swinging a drive to second. Grabbed by Ledgership, and the throw in time. The 4-3 put out, and that'll do it. Warriors win it. 15-0 the final score. Snow Canyon victorious in the first of 2 this week against Cedar City. All right.
Not much to say for Cedar. I mean, again, we know that this team is young, and needle should be pointing upwards next season and the class of 2025. A lot of sophomores on this team, but we can talk more about that on the other side.
Yep, we'll clean it all up. It's our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. 4 bombs left the yard. How about Ryder Harrison going 3 for 3 at the plate, and 2 of them were jacks as Snow Canyon flexes her muscles. 15-0 our final. Quick timeout, 60-second break. Johnson Pediatric post-game show. Awards, final Adams Wealth Advisor statistics. We'll try to get you all the scores from the other games when we come back.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Region 10 Sports is brought to you by Nets on Fire, the premier training and event facility in Southern Utah. High-level individual and group training catered to your athlete, plus the best camps, clinics, tournaments, and showcases in the West. Visit netsonfire.org.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in Southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Hey, welcome back. Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. Dr. Cody and his staff, 2 Southern Utah locations. Make your kids feel right at home with all your dental needs. Always a reminder, new patient special. See why so many parents are choosing Johnson's. One of the reasons, you can get the cleaning, the exam, the x-rays for new patients, one low price, just $79. Where everything's costing more, they've been offering that new patient special for years and years and years at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. Give them a call and get your kids scheduled today for all their dental needs. Well, this one was all Warriors from the get-go. Ryder Harrison just went yard You saw the replay for our streaming audience, but the hit parade all night long. I mean, and good pitching from Goats, and then on the back end there from Isaac Lyon. Sam Lindsay goes yard, donut run, home run for Sam, his 10th of the season. How impressive is that? I think he's still leading the state last I checked.
And having a chance to hit 2 home runs in the inning as he came up a second time after hitting that moonshot. Didn't quite get it the second time, but, man, just having the opportunity had to feel good.
Yeah, Harrison, home run in the first, single in the second, and a home run in the second.
Yeah.
2 hits, including, I mean, what a first and second inning for Ryder F. Harrison tonight. Yeah. Unbelievable. He's got to be our Hearst Ace Hardware player of the game.
There's not an there could be an argument for somebody else like Goats or Sam Lindsay, somebody, but no, it's Ryder Harrison. 3 for 3, 3 runs, 5 RBI. The kid had a night.
Yeah. You look at the Adams Wealth Advisor stats. As we do so, we'll continue to hand out some awards. But thanks to Hearst Ace Hardware, our player of the game tonight, none other than Ryder Harrison. Multi-hit game for Cruz Sechrist. He goes 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Harrison ended up with 5 RBIs. How about Sam Lindsay, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs on that 10th home run that we just mentioned. Is that the AWP Playmaker play of the game, or is the one from Tank Kelly more impressive? Because it's 10, it jumps off the stat sheet at you.
Yeah.
But the one Tank hit, it was kind of surprised everybody how it was a line drive. I bet it wasn't 25 feet off the ground.
Again, when it was in the air, I was like, this is going to be off the wall, and it just kind of still kept on creeping up, and it did scoot over the center field wall. Line shot, again, it looked like your 5-iron, your 4-iron. I mean, it never really got off the ground.
That was number 10 right there for our streaming audience. That was the home run, 10th of the season, Sam Lindsay. That was the and then the next batter, this is the one. Which one of those two impressed you? Well, I guess that did get 25 feet over, but got out of here in a hurry. That slowed down a little bit, folks.
That is, yes, exactly. You know, I got to go Sam Lindsay. That 10 does stand out. You know, when you get to double-digit home runs.
Or you can go Cope.
Yeah.
Those happen back-to-back.
I know.
Moments apart.
I know.
You know, but we don't like going Cope.
No, that's fence sitting.
Slamming, swinging, Sammy.
There's one thing about you and I is we don't fence sit.
Yep. He's your AWP Playmaker play of the game with that 10th home run of the season, a 2-run blast. And he is just continue to see watermelons at the plate. You look at nice night for Tank, though, 2 for 2 with solo shot home run. That's only because Sam had just cleared the bases.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the 4th home run, and this is the second hit of the inning. There is Ryder Harrison. I said when he hit that has such a silk. Ryder Harrison has one of the best swings in Region 10, bar none. I don't care what anybody says. It reminds me of a little bit of the kid.
Yeah.
Because he's a lefty, maybe.
Hey, another Warrior bat that had a nice night was Loveland.
Yeah.
First baseman, he went 2 for 3, 1 run scored, 3 RBI. I mean, but it's kind of overshadowed from these long balls.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the second inning where the Warriors scored. You're just seeing the hit parade. They scored 9 in the second to break it open. It was 6-0 after 1 and 15-0 after 2. And that's how it ends tonight. Jersey Mike sub of the game, probably pretty easy to go with Andrew Lyon tonight coming in on the back end.
That's definitely what I was thinking, too. You know, the sophomore came in, looked really good. You know, touching 87, 88, 89 miles per hour on that fastball.
4 S&S mechanical strikeouts.
4 strikeouts, 4 Ks. I like that choice.
Yep, struck out 4 of the 6 he faced. Well, 4 strikeouts, went 2 innings. I guess he faced 7, I think. Because he did have a hit and gave up a walk. Maybe he faced 8, but it was efficient.
Batters faced 8. It was 8.
He faced 8.
Yep.
But between Goats and Lyon, nice little 1-2 punch. Yep. And you kind of called it, Mark. You said, hey, you know, the score getting out of hand, chance to get Goats a little rest and give somebody else a little bit of work. And tonight it was Lyon that came in.
And these varsity innings are going to pay dividends in the state tournament because, as both of us know and most of our listeners know, you've got to have arms to go through that tournament.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All right, defensive play of the game. Brought to you by our friends at Morgan Pest Control. You're going to need to defend your house from ants and cockroaches. Morgan Since the 50s, look for the red trucks around town serving Southern Utah with all your pest control needs. Our 50 for School sponsor. We've raised a ton of money over the last year, celebrating 60 years in business.
Yeah.
Actually, 60 for Schools, excuse me, and a great community partner. Anything stand out?
You know, the Cedar,
catch against the fence from Smith.
in the very first inning.
Yeah, that was a good play.
That was a very tough play. I'm glad that you reminded me of that. I'm going with that one.
Yeah. Because it was bending. It had a lot of curvature to it.
I'm telling you what, if you've never tried to catch one of those, you do not know how difficult that is. That ball is out. I'll bet it was hovering over Nate Entz, who was sitting right down here, and it probably came back into the field of play. It's a tough play for a catcher to make. I'm going with that one.
Yeah. All right. That's your Morgan Pest Control play of the game. He got lifted. Got a little rest tonight, too. Hayden Smith, the catcher for Snow Canyon, will give him the defensive play of the game. He's been really mistake-free behind the dish all season long for Coach Sechrist and the Warriors. Our Bucks Ace Hart. Did we hand out all awards, or are we missing one?
AWP.
Playmaker play of the game. I thought we went with Sam Lindsay.
Oh, did we go?
Sam
Lindsay. That's right.
10th home run.
Yeah.
Jersey Mike sub of the game. We go Andrew Lyon. Your player of the game, of course, 3 for 3 with five RBIs. Spit it out. He was hot in the Buck Brand Beef Batter's Box.
Buck Brand Beef Batter Box.
Yep, Ryder Harrison. And let's take a look at our Bucks Ace Hardware look ahead. You can look ahead to your next project at home or around the yard. Bucks Ace Hardware, 3 Southern Utah locations, Hurricane, Dino Crossing, and not far from Snow Canyon here, their newest location in Santa Clara. All your power tools, Traeger grills, great gun department, and more. Bucks Ace Hardware. It'll be Friday night. Next broadcast for us on the simulcast. We'll have the whole crew. It'll be Caden Formaster and Keith Curtis on the call. Cody will be producing the video stream. Rory back in the Finley Hyundai studios producing on the radio side. And all Mustangs tonight. We'll see if Nash Schroeder pitching can change the storyline and the narrative on Friday night when those two teams rematch. A lot of teams are going to be looking. You got the top 3 teams arguably against the bottom 3 teams, and that team that's kind of sitting in the middle. Desert Hills is on a bye tonight.
That's right.
So all the only game that's relatively close right now is Dixie is leading Hurricane, but it's 5-0.
5-0, bottom of the 6th, and the Flyers are looking to put a little bit more on. Boston Vest on 3rd. And Logan Levitt is on 1st with Blake Watson at the plate. So they're looking to add a little bit more. There is 2 outs. So, yeah, Flyers in pretty good control of that game, though.
Macker gets tagged with the loss tonight. Goats grabs the win as Snow Canyon beats Cedar 15-0. Final thoughts from you, Mark, here inside our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame.
Final thoughts for me is, as a dad of a pitcher who is going to have to face this Warrior team a week from tonight, I'm going to be having a lot of conversation with Landon about hitting his spots, changing speeds, because this Warrior lineup is dangerous.
Yeah, they're deadly. 4 dingers tonight, 2 from Ryder Harrison. Lindsey and Kelly also go Yahtzee. Warriors win it big, 15-0 the final on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. That'll do it for the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Recap on this tomorrow from 7 to 9 on the drive, and then more high school baseball chatter on From the Bleachers from 4 to 6 p.m. right here on your #1 source for local sports, the Fan Sports Network. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night, where the Warriors are victorious 15-0 over Cedar City. They'll rematch Friday afternoon in Cedar City at 3 p.m. Until then, good night from Snow Canyon High.